Hello, my name is Scott Rutler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead.
观众朋友们，大家好，我是华尔街多媒体主持人王雨涵，欢迎收看今天的直击美股。在今天早盘，我们看到美国的三大股指小幅低开。特朗普当选以来，对于美国经济的看涨似乎不能够再进一步的推动美国整体股市的上扬。那么在整体的市场当中，我们看到金融行业和公共事业行业领跌，跌幅超过了1%。这两个板块在特朗普当选以来已经上涨非常的巨大，主要是因为特朗普的政策当中包含了对于金融业的去监管化，以及对于基础基本设施的大力的推展。那么今天这两个板块的股价下跌，也是意味着投资者们开始安静下来，认真的观察特朗普的政策是否可以如他所说的那样，给市场带来巨大的变化。除此之外，我们还看到了航运板块今日迎来了第二日的大涨，这主要是因为特朗普对于监管方面的放松，有可能会扩大大宗商品，比如说煤炭的运输量。那么究竟在特朗普动能逐渐减弱，而市场风险与不确定性依然存在的当下，我们应该如何交易呢？我们来听一下 Scott 的分析。Hello, Scott. We see S&P cash today is acting pretty quiet. So when do you think the S&P have another high like the Dow Jones does?
Well, the Dow made its highs first because it was very focused or very had a lot of the materials in there. It had some defense stocks in there, a lot of banks. The S&P 500 was a little bit more balanced with some oil names and some tech names and some this, so it's been lagging a little bit. But all in all, I think it's acting healthy. If you look here at the chart of the S&P cash, which correlates to the S&P 500, you will see a very nice pattern here. This was your downtrend. We've been talking about it taking out the downtrend, kind of like what it did here. Remember when it took out its downtrend post-Brexit? You had to move to all-time highs. Well, this had a downtrend, took it out, digested above it, made a small little move yesterday, and today just had an inside day. So tomorrow I'd like to see it at least hold around here, and then at some point it could take out this resistance area, and then you'll start seeing headlines of all-time highs. So at this point we're a little overbought, so it could shake the tree a little bit, but overall the S&P cash is looking good. You know, you mentioned the Dow making all-time highs. The Dow did it earlier, and if you've been in the diamonds, you know, you had a really nice trade here above the descending trend line, and it took out all-time highs, which the S&P has not yet, but look how extended it is from the 8-day. So we'll see if the Dow would like to hold really higher, which would be very impressive, or we get to see a move down to the 8-day, which I think is a better buy.
We have seen an Apple bounce today from the red to green, so do you think this is a pretty good spot for the traders to start buying the Apple? This
morning it was. You know, we talked about the strength in the Qs yesterday, and could we see them hold today for a second day to get an oversold bounce, and Apple led the way. So if you were on the VTF, you watched me buy Apple today when it was negative, and it wound up going up nicely today. So you look at Apple, you know, if you trade the ranges, okay, first of all, we don't take stock into earnings, so here was your sell signal when it couldn't fill that gap, okay, and then it went below the post-earnings pivot right there. So with that move lower, you know, you had a nice tight range here. When it broke above the 200-day again, gave some traders like myself a little bit of a indication they could buy it. Okay, at this point, I bought more than I went home with because of the size of this move, but I would think there's a little bit more room to resistance. I wouldn't say Apple's out of the woods, but overall, you have big support that's held sideways. Nice little trade today. Maybe there's a little bit of room tomorrow, but Cisco is lower, okay, after the close, so maybe we'll see, you know, how that affects tech tomorrow.
We have seen the financial sector decrease for more than 1% today. So how do you think the investors can trade on this sector?
Well, I think people, you know, who missed the move want to pull back. So down today is good. You know, no one wants to chase the financials, and with the potential rumor that Jamie Dimon might be Treasury Secretary, JP Morgan got hit a little harder. So I'm going to look at JP Morgan, and I'd love to be a buyer of JP Morgan on a pullback. So this had a huge move. Okay, so we never buy something parabolic, and now finally from 80 down to 77-ish, it's interesting. What I'd like to do is I'd like to see the 8-day moving average get tested, and I think closer to 76 or a little less would be a good spot to buy if you sold strength or missed the move. And if you want to look at another bank, I think Bank of America, in the future is something that could go a lot higher in 2017, but again, look at the size of this move from 17 north of 20. Now I'd love to see it come in a little bit towards 19 or 1880, and this would be a buyable spot from here to here would be good. And on the flip side, you might get your oversold bounce in the TLT finally. The TLTs have been absolutely crushed. Maybe there's a trade up to this 124. So if TLTs go up to here, that means yields are going a little lower. Banks get a little bit of more correction, and there's a tradable bounce to that spot. So you gotta manage positions when the market is on the move and figure out the levels ahead of time.